Welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. It's a new month. We've got a new unboxing. This one is the board game Bento from the folks behind Comic Bento. For those who don't know, Comic Bento is a service that you paid, it was like 20 bucks or so, 25 bucks, and you got a box full of graphic novels, or usually was like $50, $75 worth of stuff. Like, totally worth it. It's a great thing if you're into comics. Well, they're expanding to board games because there's not tons of services that cater to board games yet. So this is their first one. It's Board Game Bento. The box is huge. Interesting enough, the packaging is basically just a box, and then they kind of just wrapped their sheet on top of it. So they're not going too fancy on it. So this service, right, was like 50 bucks. Plus shipping, something like that. You can get it cheaper if you buy multiple of them. To warn you, so you can get a little bit much discount. So you should be able to get your money's worth, and it's the first one. And I usually believe the first one is often a pretty good deal because they're trying to impress people. So we're going to open this up. We're going to do a little bit of research on Board Game Geek to see how these games rate. And yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Now, I love board games. Love my comics, but love games as well. Used to work at shops that was a combo board game comic shop, so I was kind of in heaven. So we've got The Phantom Society by Aiello. Don't know much about this game, so let's look this up and see how it is. So Aiello, I do know, makes some really, really solid games. So at least it's got that going for it. So welcome to Scotland. Yes, welcome to this country famous for its whiskey, the Highlands, its castles, and of course its ghosts. The Phantom Society is a ghost hunting game in which you play a sly spirit seeking to ruin a manor hotel, or if you prefer, intrepid ectoplasm hunters, a bit destructive around the edges, who never falter in pursuit of their prey. While the ghosts have to be cunning and use psychology in order to remain concealed, the hunters use observation and deduction to flush out their sneaky targets, who will be faster, and above all, will the manor come through this madness intact. The game retails for, where the hell, there's usually handy price on the box somewhere, and of course there's not, so that's not super great, but let's see what Board Game Geek says. So Board Game Geek has a geek rating of 5.7 and an average rating of 6.14 from 342 people. Prices range, the retail price is 40 bucks. It's anywhere from about $14 to $23 on Amazon. So basically an average game. So it's an okay start. Not super impressed yet. Alright, let's see what else we got. Let's go with one that I think I'll like. Zombies, Roll Them Bones, a Zombies dice game. Now this is one that I've actually looked at a whole bunch every time I go to Gen Con, and I never buy it for some reason, which is funny because I love the game Zombies from Twilight Creations. So it's interesting that I haven't bought this one. So the fact that I got it is kind of cool because it kind of fills a gap in my gaming collection. So at least there's that. This one too, we're looking at a score of roughly 5.5, and then that's the geek rating, average rating of 4.4. So not a great rating. Again, fairly average. Zombies Roll Them Bones simulates the coming of the zombie apocalypse in dice game form. Each player desperately tries to defeat all of the zombies in their path and be the first to grab the last seat on the helicopters. Basically, it's the Zombies game, except in dice form. Now, I'd love the Zombies game. My guess is if you have to get one of the games from Twilight Creations, just straight up get Zombies. Why go with the dice form when you can just get the actual freaking game that it's all based on? Alright, next we've got Trash War. Cry Havoc and Let Slip the Junkyards of Dogs. Dogs of War. Junkyard Dogs of War. Well, blah, blah, blah. So this is from Game Green Games. I can't say I've ever heard this before. Let's look this up. Trash War. So the card game of medieval junkyard combat. What goes on in the junkyards when nobody's around after the metal crushers shut down and the land movers roll back onto their hangars after the underpaid employees clock out and call in a night. That's when the knights arrive, dressed in shimmering armor, impassioned with chivalry and tasted for war. It is in the junkyards where these warriors find the tools for battle, and in the landfills, legends are born. So it's a game for 10 up, 2 to 5 players, 20 minutes, party strategy from Game Green Games. I can't say I've ever seen it. Geek rating has no geek ratings. The average rating is 6.25, though, on Board Game Geek, so that's not too bad. It's a little bit above average. That would, seeing that, I would actually maybe check out the game generally. And yeah. So, that came out in 2015 in May. So not a horrible rating at all. So, out of everything so far, this is kind of the most promising. And then finally, what the hell is this? We've got Board Game Bento. I think a little just booklet for you to keep track of stuff. Board game, the board token, game accessory, board organizers, and more. So it is basically a bag of rubber bands. Okay. And then a bag for your dice. So going over everything. Yep, that's everything out of the box. So this is for a spooky game night. So they actually have a theme for their first one, much like they do the comic one. So this is spooky game night. Here's a scary thought. My board game collection once fit on a 1x1 expedite with room to spare. What it lacked in variety, it made up for in stamina as I played some of my games thousands of times estimated. One of my first games was Zombies, so I'm excited. Our launch box includes Zombies Rolled in Bones by Twilight Creations, the classic zombie survival game adapted into a dice game that plays in a fraction of the time and space. Speaking of space, we're hooking our subscribers up with an exclusive zombie dice bag, ideal for Rolled in Bones. I'm guessing that's what that is. Featuring original art by Ariel Martin of The Gamer, who pushed his luck too far. If Bustin' makes you feel good, The Phantom Society by Aloe will be hauntingly familiar. Play as parapsychologists hunting ghosts with minimal collateral damage, or as ghosts messing with the Grand Palace Hotel and the other players. The board is particularly inventive. I love a game that goes all in on its components. Next is Putting the K in Spooky. Game night is Trash War by Game Green Games. Players are medieval knights battling trash batting trash at each other in a modern junkyard. I'll be honest, HBO could produce a Trash War series, and I would still not get the concept, and that's what I love about it. To help you keep your games secure no matter how you store them, including a box bandit, its variety pack from Broken Token. The T-shaped thick elastics are great if you transport games a lot, or if you're forced to store them standing up. We also threw in a Board Game Bento notepad. That notepad is not included in the $80 of Board Game goodness. We promise you it's just a handy little something we know any gamer could use. Welcome new subscribers with full confidence that you're all new subscribers. A lot of logistics, blah, 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 blah. So these are 100th games, the board game collection, whatever. So that's everything. So, box band variety, it's interesting. So basically it's rubber bands for you to keep your boxes closed. Overall, so let's see here. So it's roughly $50 worth of stuff. We said that's about 20. I want to say this was like 10 to 15. It's 35. This is probably 10 to 15 bucks. So there's that. I mean, so you basically get your money's worth. It's not that amazing of a deal. I mean, if you count this as retail of the 40 bucks for retail, then yes, it's a deal. But, you know, who the hell's paying retail for games nowadays anyway? So, as far as a first box, it's okay. Not too impressed. It's not one I'd probably go out of my way to recommend. But, you know, we'll give the boxes a couple more times and see how it does in the next 2 or 3 ones. And then go from there, maybe try a couple different ones, because I know there's a few game boxes that are out there. So we'll give them a shot and compare them to each other. But so far, for the first Game Bento box, it's okay. It's nothing spectacular. If you're looking to maybe start a collection, it would be good. But even then, you could probably spend the money and get a hell of a lot of games that you like a bit more for about the same price. So overall, it's kind of a big meh. your mileage may vary though. So nothing else. At least I got one game that I kind of wanted, sort of, that I just never picked up. But nothing else. It's interesting. See what they're doing. So, but Comic Bento, who usually does a fantastic job in there, the Game Bento, I'm kind of saying the first one's a slight bit of a dud. But it is what it is. Thanks for watching, though. This is Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. We're watching the unboxing of the first board game Bento. There'll be a link underneath this video. I don't know if we'll be able to actually do affiliate link or not, but there'll be a link, and if it's an affiliate link, in which case we get the money, we will let you know in the comments. But click on that, and you can subscribe to your own board game Bento. Thanks for watching. You can catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all at Graphic Policy. We keep it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep rolling those die, and keep it geeky.